Hello, everybody, and welcome in to Geek with me. And I know it's been a couple weeks, but we are finally back to discuss a little bit more of A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. We got the penultimate episode of the season, and then we got a couple of new trailers on the docket. The Mandalorian and Grogu new trailer came out today. Spider-Noir trailer came out. We're going to discuss those before having a fun little game at the end for us. I'm very excited. I'm Colton Robertson. I'm joined by Joseph George. What's up, homie?
Oh, what up, what up? Always a pleasure to be here.
Oh, and it's always a pleasure to have you. Like I said, a lot of fun stuff on the docket. Excited for the show. Been a couple weeks since we reconvened to discuss The Night of the Seven Kingdoms. We last discussed after episode 3. We are now on the other side of episode 5. And that pair of episodes, 4 and 5, we're sitting fucking pretty, if I do say so myself. How are you feeling?
Yes. I mean, after episode 4, the cliffhanger they leave you on, I'm like, okay, well, now I need this next episode,
Oh, yeah.
It is, I'd say, this is obviously what it's kind of been building towards, the tournament as everything,
Yeah.
but now it's kind of subverted to only caring about this kind of trial that's going on now, which is sick. So episode 4 was okay. But then episode 5 was, they were able to finally take the show elevated, beyond a level that it hasn't, before. And yeah, I was very, very happy. I'm honestly already satisfied with the season.
Oh yeah, me too.
Episode. So yeah, I don't even really need much more.
It's just cherries on top from here on out.
Mm-hmm. So and there's this part of the timeline is just so cool to be in between the two shows, and whether they are teasing stuff that we haven't seen in House of the Dragon or if it actually is. I love that. We talked about a little bit of that off mic. So there's even some theory kind of spinning, but these all could be very well answered and known for sure.
Oh, yeah.
But at least in my head, I don't know.
We've talked about that before. Mm-hmm. Me and Joseph here are not the well-versed book knowledge of A Song of Ice and Fire. In fact, we've altogether avoided reading as much as we can in the spirit of keeping the TV shows fresh. I do go back and read stuff, but it's not until after something is done. I haven't read all of the A Song of Ice and Fire books, but I didn't go back and read them until I'd finished the show. Yeah, it's an important, I don't know. It's a fun way to keep things. I don't know. I don't want to. This is one of those rare scenarios where I want to see what they do and how they do it, not just how they do it. I'll never forget the feeling of being surprised by Game of Thrones the first time around. So I don't want to spoil that for any future shows they might throw our way. But A Night of the Seven Kingdoms it's blown me away. Really, I didn't think it was going to be Thrones or House of the Dragon, there's an argument to be had that it's not, but I don't know. After these first 5 episodes, I put it up there with House of the Dragon season 1, I think. I think it is right there, and it's definitely better than a few of the later seasons of Thrones. So it's doing some damn heavy lifting, and it's doing a really good job at it. I think that there's I love how small it is, and now we are getting bigger. But, House of the Dragon and Game of Thrones, it was every episode something could happen that can affect the kingdoms, and obviously the line of succession. And we're going to do some spoiler territory, guys. I'm not going to avoid spoilers for A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. If you haven't watched it, you should probably steer clear, skip ahead, do whatever you need to get to the trailer talk, whatever. But obviously the line of succession was massively impacted, straight on the back of the dome this week.
Yep. Yeah. Quite literally there. Yeah. It's, I like House of the Dragon and Thrones. I guess in normal Thrones, you can follow some characters that aren't necessarily super highborn, and you can get that kind of lower kind of street level story. But I love how like this is the main character is like the low level. We're getting the just a lot different of a perspective, and like showing how easy it is for highborns to ruin like the just anyone below them's life like this.
Right.
I am like, oh my god, I was so like last episode. I don't know how many times my jaw just hit the floor, or like I'm like, holy fuck, like it was just so intense. Like getting his origin story of sorts.
Really
like
strong.
I think that's like a rare thing in Thrones. I feel like to actually go back in time. I guess we did it with the good old Ned, but like but that's not his like childhood. But yeah, it's like to get his origin story, how brutal that was. I mean, I'm so glad. Oh, like I was almost gonna eat during this episode too.
Fuck.
Not a good one to eat.
No,
I don't think. Not this week.
There's some shit they do to his face. Whenever he's getting his shit rocked through the visor, where like his eye is like full of blood, it's grotesque. It's really good though. It's and I love that. I love one of the things that I said was that I thought like he would be an absolute badass, like completely gifted with sword and lance, and I love that he's not. He's capable, more than capable. There's no doubt about that. But it's that he just doesn't stop fighting. That's fucking awesome. Like that's his superpower is that I could do this all day, and he just keeps fucking going and get up. I love that that's where it ends. We never see any more of the flashback after that. Like it's just, it's the second Arlen takes him on. The first thing he says is get up, like follow me. We got this. That's hard. That's hard. And
Arlen, I don't know. Like, this got me to think of him a little differently. I guess he was in like Flea Bottom, whenever, they were just there. He saw Duncan being attacked or whatever, leave him alone. And protects them. That's how they find each other. But that one grave that was out there, was that Arlen's son, or like one of his children, or was that just Rafe actually? Did he? No.
Hard to say. I don't think it
Rafe?
was. Yeah, that was something that I thought it could be whenever I watched, but I was like, there was that little helmet set on top of it. I think it's his previous squire.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Oh, duh. Okay. I don't know why I was thinking kid.
I mean, still very well could have been a kid. It was a small grave. It was definitely a small grave, but I think the idea is that he'd recently lost someone close to him. I'm assuming, and I really enjoy the I really enjoy diving into Dunk's origin. Like you said, the closest thing we got was Jon Snow's birth in Game of Thrones. But like that's not
Jon's origin. Yeah, that wasn't a Ned. Yeah,
Ned
was there.
It's a very important, grander narrative implicating moment. And it is the origin story, I suppose, of the central conflict of everyone's life. But it's I don't know. It's not the same, It's not the Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade beginning sequence where Indy finds, he discovers his fear for snakes and he finds the hat and he models his entire personality after a guy. Like that's a little bit more what Dunk and Egg is going for here, and it plays in a very Game of Thrones version of that. And I really enjoy that. I think that there's just a lot to like right now, and I'm intrigued by the fact that there's only one episode left in the season. Originally it didn't seem like and don't get me wrong, six episodes is still more than enough. But the fallout of the death of the Hand of the King as he defends a hedge knight, I don't know. I'm intrigued by that prospect. I wonder what that looks like. And Egg just moved up one spot in the succession of the Iron Throne.
And we did a little piecing together of something.
We did do a little piecing together last night.
The one old fuck that could still, that is alive. Are we for certain? Yeah, I mean,
I'm 100% sure that Aemon is Egg's older brother.
Yeah.
The third, he's got two older brothers there, Darren and Arion. Arion.
Okay.
Towing a line there, by the way, Arion. But I mean, pristine
Arion,
blonde hair, and yeah,
he's the fucker that we're fighting, right? Like the
no,
the
that is
boy,
Darren.
or?
I'm pretty sure that's Prince Darren.
Okay,
I think Arion is the one who bursts into the tent in episode 4 and is like, "I'll throw for you, like I'll lay down, give me a good whack on the side of the head, make it look real, and then leave me the fuck alone,"
Yeah, the Targaryen names always just get so confusing. I feel like
I'm pretty sure that's who they are. I'm pretty sure that's who. I'm not 100% certain, but I'm pretty sure that's it. And so the idea is that those two, these three who are Maekar's kids, the asshole that rolled with Baelor. So Maekar just also moved up in succession, I think. Since he was Baelor's brother, and Baelor was the heir and hand of the king.
So now
I think Maekar is now the next in line.
Okay. Yeah, so
and
then I guess it would fall to his kids after him.
Yeah.
But but we don't have an Aemon mentioned yet, I guess.
We don't have an Aemon mentioned yet. There is the fact that Aemon in Game of Thrones does say, I turned it down, I didn't want it. And I'm pretty sure he might deliver does he deliver a larger speech about how it destroyed his family and it, I can't remember all those details, or if it was just like, yep, I could have, and then I didn't, and I took the black, and that was that. And my little brother passed it to my little brother, and he repeatedly refers to Egg on his deathbed. He sees Egg and talks to Egg, and it's like, oh, Egg. And I can't believe it took me that long to recall that that's something that happens.
I thought he was like seeing Aegon, like the Aegon the Conqueror, like passing through a realm. I'm like, because I didn't know Egg existed before. Like, I had no idea what Egg actually meant. All I knew was Aegon. And then you got a bunch to choose from there. It's like, I guess, is it the Aegon, or is it the 18 that came after?
This is his little brother, his baby brother, Aegon.
I would love if he's just chilling with the Maester. He's just deep in learning. He's like the squire for the current Maester, but not apprentice is the better word there. I don't know if there is an official term for like a young Maester. I don't know. They call Samwell Tarly something, when he goes.
But that's the thing is that he wouldn't have been a Maester in training. Well, I guess he could have been a Maester in training. He just wouldn't have taken the black. Because the Maesters, I think the Maesters swear to a life of no wife and no children, right? Like I think
celibacy? So. Is that the right word, or is that not even close?
I mean, that's the word for not fucking. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. So yeah.
But I don't know that the Maesters strictly aren't allowed to have sex. I don't think they're allowed to take a wife. And they certainly, there's certainly no women allowed at the Citadel, but I don't think that's stopping any of them from fucking if they don't want to.
Who's the old fucking Maester that faked walking poorly? I mean, he had his share
his share of sexual conquests. Yeah,
but I think he was trying to hide it. So I think they're not there, but I think it makes sense. Like we were saying, like the tourneys, just aren't quite Aemon's bag. He wouldn't. It kind of makes sense why he wouldn't be there if
he wouldn't tag along. He would stay in King's Landing. I think that's and with the hand of the king gone, and and everything. Like maybe there's more to learn that under the tutelage of whoever the actual king is at this time.
Yeah, have we even gotten their name? Like, do we know who the king is? We have. Like,
we might have gotten a name drop of which king rules at present.
Yeah,
I'm assuming it would be Baelor and Makar's older brother.
Yeah,
older brother, or dad,
their
maybe
father. Yeah, I don't know. Like, yeah, I don't. I have no clue. I'm gonna guess an Aegon. If I'm just gonna throw in
always a safe bet. Always a safe bet when it comes to who's the king at any given time during the Targaryen dynasty.
But yeah, the mention of Daemon's rebellion being over, that was just it. Immediately, my mind jumped to, oh well, this is something that we haven't actually seen yet, and there's going to be a lot more spice and a lot more conflict in the future. And then you said that it could just be the possibility of Daemon getting the credit for just the history books, favoring men, and that I think I prefer that option more for like the themes of House of the Dragon and how it plays into the show. But honestly, I'd want both. I would want like there still to be more of a rebellion to come, and like I'm just on the edge of my seat waiting for Daemon to just be the loose cannon that he always kind of was again. And then he still ends up taking credit for just everything. Like this whole era is known as Daemon's rebellion.
And somehow it all gets assigned to him whenever he's just been a fucking patsy.
Yeah.
Not a patsy, but he's just been taking a fucking coast at her side. Yeah, I'd be interested in seeing if that's how history remembers it, not crediting Rhaenyra and deciding it's going to be, or, do Daemon and Rhaenyra have a kid named Daemon? Do they eventually, is there another Daemon somewhere in the line prior to this and after House of the Dragon, because they do the repeated name thing. So that's the other thing, is that I'm like, is that a whole other Daemon? There's a few possibilities there, and I'm excited by all of them. I could even see Daemon kind of being the figurehead, because let's see, if this is 100 years after House of the Dragon, and Daemon, let's give him grace and say he's 40. I think he would be older than that at the time of House of the Dragon, if I had to guess. I can't imagine the age gap between him and Viserys is quite as big as it would seem at the end of season 1.
Yeah. And the verbiage is Daemon's rebellion is over. Does that mean he failed at the very end and that it, did not go his way, or that it was successful, but then, because, Robert had his rebellion and he was on the throne, but then, however long he was there, eventually died. When would you say Robert's rebellion was over? When he took the throne, or whenever he took the throne? Dead? Yeah. So I think so. It seems like the rebellion being over could either mean he lost and he's not on the throne, or he was victorious and he is on the throne. And that's I think that's interesting. I never saw Daemon on the throne, I guess.
No, well, and that's the thing too, is that like he would be an ancient fucking cunt by the time this comes around. I don't think Daemon, if he's king consort, and he might be remembered as king. You know what I'm saying? Like it would be Queen Rhaenyra with Daemon as the king consort, but inevitably Daemon would get credited as the king and she the queen consort.
Yeah, that's it'll. I don't know. Just a really cool layer, or like kind of lens to watch the next season of House of the Dragon through. Like to not know like kind of which way it's going, and it could be both at the same time. It could be one of each.
Shit! Something that I need to do is rewatch House of the Dragon season 2. Man, I watched it. I watched it once, week to week, when it was on. I didn't. I haven't watched it, and credit to it. It was fucking memorable. Like it sticks with me, and I really, really enjoyed it. I can't wait for House of the Dragon season 3, and that's in no small part because of A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms here. I think that there's, you know, we approach this territory where I think eventually, I have the feeling that one day we will look back on this period of between House of the Dragon and Game of Thrones as between episodes 3 and 4.
Yes, this is the
Star Wars
Rogue One.
Yeah. I think eventually, Rogue One, Andor, Clone or Bad Batch, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Solo, and it's like, holy shit, we are doing a lot in this gap. But at least here, it's 100 years. You know,
yeah. Only Aemon can be alive. That's the only dude. Like, we got Aemon and the Three-Eyed Raven, and that's it.
Only in the back half of that, you know, like not because he's an old fucker. But I mean, it's 200 years between House of the Dragon and Game of Thrones. This is just 100 years before Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah, and you got to make that other jump to go back.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Yeah, and I think House of the Dragon, like the reason I feel like because I think now I am seeing Knight of the Seven Kingdoms kind of on the same level as House of the Dragon. I think the production of House of the Dragon is a little bit more, but that could just be because like we're in the huge castles. We are seeing dragons.
It's a different level of grandiosity. Yeah.
And yeah, I guess we haven't seen a dragon yet. Are all of them dead at this point?
Yes.
There was like there was a mention earlier in this, like, so, I forgot who said it, of like, but then a winged beast long, just bigger than you could ever fucking imagine came up. And I don't know if it was like what they were referring to, but like I'd say that's like the only next surprise that could pop up is like a like remnant
the last dragon
that that is just, it flew away from all this shit. And like, because I feel like House of the Dragon ends with all of those dragons dying. Like, I mean,
it's the fall of House Targaryen and building towards their demise.
They're still like, House Targaryen is still pretty like they are the power in
they're in power until Robert
much. So but like they, whenever we start Thrones, like clearly they have not had dragons for a long time. They're like so much weaker than they are right now. We got Viserys, Daenerys's brother. That's just a fuck what. Like I'm thinking of like the Targaryen house that we knew in Thrones it's like a joke compared to like what it is now. Like House of the Dragon, it's up on a different pedestal. They actually have dragons. But here I still think like they're still pretty damn strong. Like even though that they don't like have the dragons that they used to, like they are
they're still reveling in the power. Yeah, they're still reveling in the power of having had the dragons, like they conquered all and now they're here, Yeah,
I don't know how a like there's one more episode. We already got a big epic fight, and kind of that.
Oh yeah, I don't think I don't anticipate anything like that in the next episode. I do think that I think we're heading towards an emotional fulfillment of the narrative for Dunk and Egg, but I do think that we are going to obviously leave it open a bit. I do think there's an inevitable future for Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. I think it's being really well received, and HBO has no interest in not continuing exploring Game of Thrones stuff. So I don't know. I'm excited by it. I think it's very, very good. I don't know exactly what to expect from the finale as far as scope, or how long we could be covering, or what. I don't know, but I'm excited by that. I think it's going to be a good time.
Yeah, like season, like they've already confirmed season 2, right? Or like I feel like I've seen that somewhere, that they're like, yeah, no, we're coming back for season 2. So I wonder like just how much time they are planning on covering, or how long they do plan on covering this. Because like if Egg eventually does get to the throne, it could happen a lot faster than I think. I would think he would be.
Yeah, he could be a boy king. Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, every other Targaryen could just be fucking dead, and he's just the only one left. So I think it could be soon. I don't think it's next episode. But I mean, maybe like it would be kind of gnarly if this just causes the Targaryen family to infight, more, like, the hunk of skull missing because of Duncan's trial, I think is just going to cause the family to flip shit. And maybe maybe they do just kill each other. I don't know. Like, maybe it is very fast and we do see Egg on the throne somehow at the end of the season.
I'm like, I think by the end of the season, I don't know, but I do think that's something that's going to be, at least by the end of the show, Egg will be the next in line, and maybe that does have to include Aemon stepping aside if that were the case.
True.
But yeah, I mean, like, the fact that I'm pretty sure we get an implication from Aemon that he had to pass on it, which means that it had to have gone to his younger brother. Now, is Aemon the oldest brother? I have a tough time wrapping my head around him being older than these two and alive in Game of Thrones. Like, that would make him like 130 fucking years old.
No offense against the actor, he kind of looked it. I mean,
he looked ancient. Yeah,
I could believe it, but yeah, no, it is stretching it a little bit. But I mean that could just be so like such a cool through line to get that I had no expectations for. Like, I think that's the best kind of cameo that can happen, is the ones that you don't even know it's coming in the first place. And then like with a Marvel movie, it's kind of like, all right, who is the cameo of this movie?
Right.
Like, it's going to be in there. But here is like, and then we also brought up that, like, oh, I guess, the Red Woman, Melisandre, could be walking around somewhere. And so that, like I don't know how the hell she ropes into this whatsoever. If I don't think they're adding her, but just another, I guess, possible route they could go down. But yeah, no, it's like this show at large is kind of like that cameo. It's like I didn't expect the show at all to be on the level of Normal Thrones or House of the Dragon, and I don't think it's reached the golden era of Thrones. That is just a different peak. But this is it was cute. It started off really cute. It still has that energy, but now it's like it's hitting. I don't know, like, it's
the drama beats are as big as as they've hit before, and I think that's a huge strength of the show. It's completely. It didn't have to win me over. I was always going to watch it, but I'm more excited by it than I ever thought I would be. So I'm very pleased with the Night of the Seven Kingdoms. I can't wait for the finale and to discuss the finale inevitably, but. If you're ready, I think we can move on to some trailer discussion.
Yes, we got some juicy.
So let's start with the one we're not gonna spend as much time on. Let's do a Spider-Noir, the new Nicolas Cage, Ben Riley. No, it's not Ben Riley. Can't remember the name of Spider-Noir off the top of my head. Never read Spider-Noir in particular. It is Ben Riley. Okay, cool. Okay. Yeah, it's Ben Riley. We've got we got Lamorne Morris playing Robbie Robertson, which is fun. It was a solid trailer, man. I watched it. I watched the trailer and will inevitably watch the show in black and white. They're gonna have the multiple versions where you can watch it in color, and you can watch it in black and white. I liked the black and white vibe. I think it's fitting of the vibe they're going for. How'd you feel about it?
Yeah, that's. I mean, before they even gave me the option of color and black and white, I was like, oh, I'm just, anything that is black and white, it just has a different feel to it. And like before, I would just avoid anything black and white, but now I seek it out. And the fact that it can be filmed in both, or that it is filmed in both, I think and it still looks good in black and white, should only mean that the contrast of the color form is really, really good. Or like, I'm wondering, just like back in the day when they had to film for black and white, like it wouldn't have looked good in color, or like they did certain techniques to kind of like make it look better in black and white. Or am I just kind of
no, you're right. Yeah, that's definitely true. One of the things that, and I have a tough time imagining budgetarily and time-wise they did something like this, but, every once in a while we get remastered versions of movies that are black and white, Logan Noir and the Godzilla -1 minus color, and Zack Snyder's Justice League, Justice is Gray, and all these different versions of the movie that are black and white. And in different versions, you can tell that the people who went back and remastered them, or the effort to go back and remaster them, was because they really wanted it to look good in black and white, or they wanted another version of the product they were pushing. This feels like its original intention was, like, we're doing Spider-Noir, it's got to look good in black and white. So I'm curious if it was just like, we'll film it so that both are good, but, when it comes to the color grading of something in black and white versus color, I'm sure there's a substantial effort taken in making the black and white look as good as it does, and I loved the web swinging. I know that's it's a big talking point for Spider-Man fans, is, how good does the web swinging look? And I don't think that's like, I don't think it's the be all end all. Of course it's nice to have it, but it did look really, really good.
And it's, we're in the TV show realm here. This isn't like movie production, right? Like this is, or is this a Prime movie? Is this a straight to Prime movie or straight to Prime?
No, it's a series.
Okay,
it's
that's
a series.
Yeah. So that, I feel like there's only just budget wise, like there is going to be a difference, but it didn't really seem quite like that. Like it's not quite the first person Andrew Garfield flinging down. We see the ripple of the suit. I don't know, but I don't think that's just a whole different.
That's a different vibe. It's not what they're going for.
Here. Yeah. And who we have, and then we've only seen what we got in the trailer. So there's, I feel like they're holding out some stuff for.
Oh, absolutely. Nick fucking Cage, man.
I know.
Nick fucking Cage. Let's go. Continuing his character from Into the Spider-Verse in live action, which was kind of fucking awesome.
He's just Spider-Man Noir. Sadly, his like DC like Spider or Superman was just kind of like that kind of turned out a little piss poor. So that's fuck. But damn, this is way cooler. Him just being this old. What is just in the movie, like even in Spider-Verse, he was so lovable and like just such a small part. And now we get his own show, which is just
something that I love about Nick Cage, and this is just funny. It looks like there are points in the trailer where I can't tell if he's supposed to be de-aged.
Yeah, there was some...
and I can't.
Yeah,
there's some weird facial effects going on there for him, and I can't tell if it's just like the quality of the trailer, if it's just that Nick Cage looks like that, or if they are actually de-aging him for some reason.
Yeah. They're doing something. It looks like this is a flashback. He's in like a soldier kind of uniform.
A soldier uniform, right? Yeah.
Looking at a spider. So it looks like this is his like origin.
His origin. Yeah.
Because you look at him like he's much older in the regular shots. Yeah, but they're definitely doing something a little bit. But it doesn't. Yeah, it might just be a little too clean for my taste. It's like it has that uncanny valley.
It has that smoothness smoothness going on that only a computer can affect. But I expect it to be a good time. I don't expect it to be the greatest superhero thing we've ever gotten, but I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm very excited for it. Because I love these spider stories, and we haven't gotten one since. We got the. Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man on Disney Plus, the animated show, and and Across the Spider-Verse, but we haven't had a live action anything since No Way Home, so been a while. I'm very, very excited, but the trailer that I actually am that greased my wheels a little bit more was Mandalorian and Grogu.
Oh man,
might have been too revealing for my money.
Yeah, they really show a whole lot in this, and
we see a mythosaur for the first time in a trailer.
It's right there. Okay, Sure.
Pedro Pascal is going to have the mask off.
Yeah.
See that right there?
Mhm.
Haven't seen that since the end of season 2. Pretty big emotional beat revealing his face.
Yep. Yep. So I mean, I guess
It is a movie. He's a movie star. Yeah, it's a movie. It's a movie. It's a different ball game. You got to market it because he's a movie star and he's been in a ton of stuff, and you want people to know, hey, that movie star you've seen in a ton of stuff is also in the new Star Wars movie. I get it. You got to market it because it's Pedro Pascal.
Yeah.
But yeah, very, very compelling choice to go. Here's a pretty big. I mean, and I imagine the Hutts non-consensually remove his helmet there. Like that's not or Embo or whoever it is that's doing that there.
Yeah, could be a good way around it, I guess. But still in the I don't know. For the people who are in the know, it's like I think like there's. I wonder how much of this is on their mind of marketing to people that have not seen the show, and how much they're expecting people just to go see this movie because they've heard of Mando and Grogu, and like if that, I really hope that it's just such a weird balance to strike, like to have a movie come from a TV show, but yeah, it was quite revealing, and I kind of wish the mythosaur, I don't know, some creatures, or it's like they have to show these really cool eye-catchy things.
Oh, yeah, and that's the thing, is that like I don't anticipate that it will not hit, in a movie theater. I do think that it will still, when it comes to like the mythosaur scene that we obviously are going to get, I don't know what comes of it. It could just be mythosaur rises out of the water, goes back down. It could be that he fucking rides a mythosaur. That would be sick too.
Just talks. It's like, hey, what's up? It just has a normal ass voice. Yeah, no, but
that's all, dude.
But yeah, I mean, I guess there's a lot of other good hype shit though. We got Sigourney Weaver.
Sigourney Weaver, baby.
That was baller.
We love that. We got Marty Scorsese. Yeah.
Are you like what the fuck? I was like, no way, it could be real. Like I saw a YouTube comment that was like, why does this sound like Martin Scorsese? And then like there are some replies that were like, nah, it's actually him. Like no, like that. There's a reason it sounds like him. And I'm like, okay, I'm not believing this shit. And then I guess
lo and behold, it is.
The man has joined the universe.
Marty, we love to see that. Yeah, there's a few. I mean, we see Zeb doing some action at one point, which is exciting to get to see that giant fuck do all that agile thrusting about. That's going to be exciting. I think it just looks like a fun time. It doesn't look like the greatest Star Wars movie ever made, but I do appreciate that they're treating it like the serial adventure that it is. And I think that that's what it kind of needs to be. I think it should be just a fun romp at the movies. I don't anticipate that it will lean heavily on stuff that happened in the show. It doesn't seem like it's going to. Seems like they're picking us up in a spot where it's like, if you've never seen the show, here's what you need to know. Mando and Grogu work for the New Republic, hunting down Imperial remnants and all this other stuff. They're basically bounty hunters for the good guys, like that's what they are and that's what they do. So here we go. This Mandalorian happens to have a little baby son that looks like Yoda. And now obviously Mandalorian, it was a big enough phenomenon that if you're a Star Wars fan who's considering going to see The Mandalorian and Grogu, you've either seen it or there's not going to be anybody who shows up to the theater and goes, what the fuck is this little baby Yoda thing? No, that's been done. That's over. That was 7 years ago. You know what I'm saying? More than well enough established for everyone to know what's going on. Or at least the dynamic that's going on. If they don't, they've been living under a rock. So that's the other thing, is that like it was a big enough cultural moment that spinning out of a TV show doesn't feel like the MCU, where it's like, oh, you have to have seen this in order to see this. It does feel like as long as you know that happened, you should be fine. There's a TV show, they did shit. Here you go.
Yeah. And like there's it doesn't seem. Yeah, I mean, there was nothing in the trailer that got me to be like, ooh, like it feels really a nice callback to some earlier like a in there. But I feel like if that's gonna happen, like the callbacks to the show will just happen in the movie. But they're gonna be in that way of like, if you've never seen it, it'll just go right over your head. But it's gonna be real nice if you did see. But yeah, it feels like they're just off on such an adventure that has nothing to do with what we've seen. Like we're just dealing with the Hutts. We're in like an arena where he's like fighting a Hutt, with two acts. Like what is like trial by combat or some shit? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's kind of is what I'm kind of getting from there. But yeah, I like the the overall message of him just saying like, he's gonna be alive for centuries after me. I gotta make sure this dude knows just how to carry on, or I don't know. I gotta set him on the right path, and whatever that path is. I wonder, like, is this the end of Mando here? Like, is this just to thrust Grogu into his story and push whatever narrative is later, the 1,000 years after?
Yeah, I will be astonished if this movie has the balls to kill Din. I'd be fascinated by that. I don't think that it will. But also, I don't think The Mandalorian is going to carry on forever. I think that we've probably seen the last season of The Mandalorian.
Yeah, it'd be weird. Yeah, it'd be really weird if they just return season 4. Well, I don't know. Maybe the movie actually gives them more of a reason, more of buzz, to actually return to it. I don't know. I don't know how the business heads are thinking, but
that's the thing is with Filoni, we speculated this pretty heavily with the news that Filoni was taking over as, creative director of Lucasfilm in lieu of Kathleen Kennedy, even where he was already kind of very important to the creative direction of Star Wars. Now he is the creative head of Lucasfilm, which is a different level. The prospect that this timeline could be more thoroughly explored, I think, is something that he's going to have a field day with, or do everything he can to have a field day with. So that's why I'm like, I where we're at right this second, ahead of The Mandalorian and Grogu, I wouldn't be surprised if Din only pops up in other stuff. Pops in and pops out the way he did in the Book of Boba Fett, and the way he probably will in Ahsoka, and he probably will in whatever other New Republic era stuff is set, because now we're establishing a working relationship with the New Republic and all that good stuff. I don't know, but I thought it was a really, really good trailer. I think that a lot of people, I see a lot of people saying a lot of people aren't giving it the benefit of the doubt. I'm in a pretty positive circle where when it comes to Star Wars, everyone that I see is like, yeah, this looks fun. Yeah, this looks like a good time. Yeah, cool. And then I see a lot of people who are like, everyone's being so dense about the new Star Wars trailer. And I'm like, I don't see that at all. So, I mean, like, I'm sure it exists. It's the Star Wars fandom, but I've seen nothing but a pretty, admittedly lukewarm response, but definitely more excitement than not regarding The Mandalorian and Grogu. We do get that opening shot of the trailer, which is a callback to The Force Awakens, visually, with the X-Wings on the sunset versus the TIE fighters on the sunset, which is an homage to Apocalypse Now, with the helicopters on the sunset.
Yes, that is where it comes. Okay.
So there's a few layers there.
I knew it was Vietnam, at least. That was that. It was ringing Vietnam bells, but I don't know how. Why did I think it was a real shot
Flight of
from
the Valkyries?
like the history book or like actual in Vietnam? No, yeah, it was just Apocalypse Now. That tracks a whole lot more, but yeah, like at least right now, like on the scale of the movies, like I'm kind of putting this at bottom of the barrel. Like honestly, like
ahead of it. I just don't. I think it's got. It's got solo potential,
Yeah.
I think it could be that. I think it could be that good, and that's more than. I mean, that's good enough for me. You know, I desire more of my Star Wars? Of course, I want it to be. I want it to be as good as it possibly can. But Solo's a damn good time. It's a lot of fun. But it is one of those things where, you know, it's going to be better. It'll probably be better than The Rise of Skywalker. You know, it'll probably, you know, it'll probably be better than. On paper, some of the movies in the prequel trilogy, you know, now nostalgia might blind us and we might lead ourselves to say otherwise, but you know,
it's a weird feeling.
Not a super difficult task to be better than a couple of the prequel trilogy movies.
This is true. Yeah. And it is singular. I guess, you know, it's not part of, well, kind of. There's a TV show.
Yeah,
that's
the. It's in truly unique territory in that regard. That's why it's like there's nothing that we can really directly compare it to because there hasn't been a Star Wars movie like this, and the fact that it is the first Star Wars movie in 7 years is.
Jesus, 7 years, man.
Yeah,
that's
2019.
not okay.
6 and a half. Yeah,
but like, what? It's been that long, actually.
Since the Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, and it's weird that I'm usually of the mind of like sometimes the scarcity of Star Wars makes it better, you know. But then now I'm here of being like, no, it's been too long. I need another Star Wars. You know, I kind of like It's just it's an itch that'll forever be there. Now that I know it's possible, they can just release shit all the time.
I think this is gonna go. I think this is gonna go over great. You know, I think it's. I don't anticipate it being a box office success.
Yeah.
In fact, I anticipate it being a box office failure. I'm not rooting for that. I don't want that to happen.
You know?
I'm like
release as he takes over.
Well, that's the thing is that it would technically be Kathleen Kennedy's. It would still be a Kathleen Kennedy era product. Yes, it's produced by Dave Filoni, and he would inevitably get all the credit for its success and very little of the credit for its failure.
That's so true. Yeah, if it goes well, it's going to him, but if it goes bad,
it's Kathleen Kennedy's last thing. Yeah. But. I expect it will be exactly what we expect it to be quality wise. And I don't mean that to say that it's going to be a bad movie. No, I think it'll be a solid movie. I think it'll be a fun time. And I think it will be a generally by those who go and see it well-received movie, you know, as well-received as Star Wars movies are, you know. I think that's kind of what I expect for it. But I do think that with the level of entry that might be perceived by outsiders, I could see it not being a box office success. And I hope it is. You know, I would love that. I would love if Star Wars hit the ground running again as far as movie releases are concerned. And I hope that if it's not, they take the right lesson from it, which is that they shouldn't do this spin-off of TV shows into the movie theater, which would be the lesson to take from it. If you're going to tell a new Star Wars story on the big screen, you tell a new Star Wars story on the big screen, and you leave what's on TV on TV.
Yeah, it's a weird mess they've kind of gotten themselves in, but I as a Star Wars fan, any amount of media I can get kind of coming out, I'm gonna eat it up. No matter what. There's never truly been anything that's been released Star Wars wise that I've ever had actual hate or actual.
Oh yeah, no, I've never disliked a Star Wars thing, and that's why I'm like, I'm in a great spot with the franchise. I know a lot of people aren't, but I'm in a great spot with the franchise where they haven't done anything that makes me feel, oh my God, you fucked this up bad. You know, was Mandalorian season 3 just okay compared to the first two? Yeah, but it was still a solid season of television. Yeah. It's not the worst thing in the world. Ahsoka, not for me, but I can see how it's for other people, you know, like I can see what the appeal is and I want to access it. But even then, like some of the big beats I really, really enjoy at that show, you know, they've been on a run the last couple years with The Acolyte and Skeleton Crew and Andor and Andor 2 and I'm like, there's a lot of great stuff there, man. And that's why I think Maul Shadow Lord's going to be a good entry. And And again, I think that this will be a good entry, but I do think that the perception of it might lead people astray as far as going to see it in a theater.
A thing I just noticed, I just had the trailer paused on my other monitor. They're in the Razor Crest, or another version of it.
Another version of the Razor
Crest. It didn't hit me that thing fucking got blown to bits and did not exist. So I guess, another reveal that I guess kind of just happened. I guess, whoever rebuilt it for him, or like he wanted a good old, he wanted the small ship just wasn't good enough. You can't be a bounty hunter and carry bodies in that small ship. You gotta
exactly.
You gotta have the Razor Crest back.
But man, that thing got blown to smithereens. This is it. The ship of Theseus doesn't even apply here. It's not that it was slowly being. This is a brand new version of the Razor Crest.
It could come with upgrades, maybe, or it could be.
I'm sure they'll find a way. But this is one of those things where it's like, okay, well, what again? If it's not for the Mandalorian, like if it's going for a broader appeal than just the Mandalorian audience, it is kind of funny to be like, and here's the ship from season 1, baby. You remember this thing, don't you?
Maybe it is just visual recognition. Like maybe if you haven't seen the show, you kind of know of Grogu and Baby Yoda. Maybe you've seen this ship. I don't know, and just it's just trying to just cue that in.
But... I will say, I love me the Mandalorian theme, and I'm very excited for what the score might bring about too. That's something that I'm excited for. I don't even know who's doing it officially. I'm sure that information's out there. Probably Joseph Shirley.
Score. Ludwig Göransson returns.
Oh, Göransson's back. Okay, cool.
Go. The man.
I was going to say, I was kind of hoping it would be Göransson because he was season 1, but that's
I guess the link that I saw was just a Reddit post that did it, and the top comment is just thank fuck that he is returning. I agree. This is
I agree too. He is that good.
Everything he does, and he's the movie twist will be if it becomes grander, or if it is just kind of the same refreshed thing.
I mean, it's got the same cinematographer as the show for the last couple seasons and the Book of Boba Fett. So I don't really anticipate visually the visual language of the show will be present, and it's not, I don't really want the visual language of the show to not be present. It is a spin-off of the show, but I hope it is a little bit more reflective of the early seasons, and it's going to be a tough ask without Fraser in the cinematographer's chair, but Greg Fraser, but one of those cinematographers that you're like, holy shit, he did work on early Mandalorian, didn't he? That's fucking crazy.
It did look good. Like those early seasons looked prime. And I'm like just scrolling through the shots, like it looks a little it's not looking season 3. It's not.
It looks more like a movie than season 3, and that's exciting stuff. But yeah, man, I don't know. I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be solid. I'm not expecting the world, but I'm not expecting it to be bad by any stretch.
Man, May coming up. I mean, that'll be here kind of before I know it.
Quick.
Couple months away. So that's I guess end of May. And we got a little bit of time, but man, this is. I mean, it re-sparked. Mando and Grogu never stays in my brain for too long, I don't think. Like on a random given day, I'm not like, oh, I can't wait for this movie to come out. But it refreshed, the excitement a little bit. It's like it is something I am looking forward to.
No, I enjoy it. I enjoy it a great deal. And every time the Mandalorian comes back and I hear that theme for the first time, it gets me going. And I'm like, okay, yeah, that's right. I do love this. And it's good stuff. But let's play a game real quick.
Yeah.
Top off the episode. I wanted to play Fuck, Marry, Kill with our 3 universes at play. We did talk Game of Thrones today, we talked Marvel today, and we've talked Star Wars today. So why not wrap them all up into one thing and play Fuck, Marry, Kill with every round including one character from each universe? And I've got a good little list here. I'm excited to throw a few at you. If you don't mind, I would like to go first, spinning out of The Mandalorian.
Yeah, no, go right ahead. Let's see.
I'm not even going to build to it. It's just a lob. It's just so easy because he's in all 3.
Okay.
Fuck, Marry, Kill, Oberyn Martell, Mr. Fantastic, Din Djarin.
We did the same thing. This was the 3rd one that I came up with.
Yeah.
Yes. So
I'm not even going to build to it. Let's jump
we go.
right at it. I was like, it's so obvious. Let's go there. Where do you land here? I'm of the mind you got to kill Din.
I mean, the
I think you got to.
God, Oberyn.
You're fucking the Viper.
I'm
you
fucking.
Are fucking
there's no.
the Viper.
Yeah, but it's like, do I want to marry him? It's like, but no. I think I'm fucking Oberyn. I'm marrying I don't want to marry
Reed.
Din. I don't want to marry Din.
No.
Yeah.
I don't want. And I don't think he's. I think he's got as much natural ability as it will take him in the bedroom. But Oberyn's practiced. Oberyn is well versed.
He's a professional. He's in a different league.
And Reed's a good father, and he's a good husband, and that's what I need for the Mandalorian. This ended up being one of the easiest ones I found when I came up to it. When I came up with it,
I came up with my list, but I never actually thought of what my answers would be. But yeah, no, this one actually distracts. This one is actually pretty easy. Sorry, Din. You're kind of easy to kill here in this situation. But Pedro lives on no matter what. But wow, that's funny that we did come up. I was wondering if we'd have any repeats. But yeah,
I'm sure. And that's probably the only one.
I guess I did the same idea, but the female version.
Yeah, I got that one too.
Emilia Clarke.
In
all 3. So I guess we can just go here. We got Daenerys Targaryen, Kira, and Gia from Secret Invasion. Yeah, I always forget she was in there. In Marvel, but
she was there. Are we talking Gia with the Super Scroll abilities going on? Yes. There could be something fun there.
Yeah, I mean, you got she's just a shape-shifting, every power, anything hero. So
I think, and I just don't know Gia well enough, and that's crazy considering Daenerys, does eventually slaughter millions.
This is true.
But I think I'm gonna have to kill Gia. I think that's just the case. I just don't know her well enough. Now Daenerys, it's Daenerys and Kira. It's like a maybe I could fix her sort of situation. It's kind of the way I'm approaching it.
The end of Daenerys' story really kind of throws a loop in there.
Makes me feel like maybe I just want to pop in and pop out, of her life, if that's cool. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking, I think I've got to marry Kira here. I think she. She's dangerous, but her heart's in the right place. And don't get me wrong, Daenerys' heart for most of the show, I mean, all the way through is probably in the right place. It's just the methodology by the end is a little bit genocidal. And that's, it's hard to abide, as a husband. I don't know that I can support such proclivities.
It's pretty ultimate. I can fix her, that is like that's why John didn't see, he could not see a world where that was a possibility. And so I mean I think sadly Gia, Gia could be I don't know, maybe we actually kill Daenerys because it is kind of the poetic ending or the thing that does happen. I'd marry Kira, maybe fuck Gia. Gia could shapeshift, and that's some. Yeah,
there's a certain advantage there. There is a certain advantage there.
Things could happen. I think that could be fun. A fun addition to the toolbox. It
could. Yeah,
I might actually kill Dany, which is kind of crazy. But Yeah, I think that's actually what I'd go with. I would marry Kira.
Mm.
Kira's got the rebellion spirit at heart, you know. It's
Yeah, she's
she
dope.
just
We
got
love
trapped
we love
in a
Kira.
bad situation, you know. I feel like, and she's just got an interesting deck or a hand dealt to her.
Yeah.
But
No, okay. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. I can get with that. Let me throw you just some easy, like, these are three main characters.
Okay.
Type of thing. Three heroes.
Mm-hmm.
Jon Snow.
Okay.
Cassian Andor.
Ooh.
Steve Rogers.
Ooh. Okay. Jon Snow, I'm probably gotta marry him.
Rip.
Right?
I'm killing him. All due respect, I'm killing Jon. I'm killing Jon. I don't think he'd be a particularly good husband. I don't. I think I think he'd love me. I think he would, but I anticipate I get that out of all of these gentlemen. I think that I've got a lot of happiness to look forward to with all three of these guys.
Okay. Fair.
And ultimately, after that, it comes down to what I perceive ability to be like, and who I think would be the best husband. Now, when it comes to Steve Rogers, you got to go, well, how dedicated is he ever going to be to me? There's Peggy, there's Peggy. And you run into a similar problem with Jon. He's got a rough relationship history. Women he loves dying in his arms and such.
Yeah, Cassian. Ooh, No, I thought it was an immediate marry Jon Snow, but now I don't know. I'm walking it back a little bit. It might not be as immediate. Cassian felt like the fuck. I couldn't. I don't.
Yeah, that's where your gut takes you. My gut took me. Fuck Cassian, marry Steve, kill Jon.
Kill Jon. I mean,
which unanticipated, not something I would exactly expect, but we've seen evidence that he's well versed. What was that thing you did with your tongue?
He just felt right.
He just does what felt right. Yeah.
So,
he's got quite the ass, but that's America's ass. See, on the other end here.
Nothing against it. I've come around on Cap. But I used to be just so hardcore Team Iron Man that I did hate him for a little bit. And I just think I love Cassian and Jon too much to kill either one of them. So I think my final answer,
I get that.
I think I have to actually kill Steve. I'm fucking Cassian. I gotta marry Jon Snow. I mean, I
like it.
He's the guy. He's the fucking man. It really. Marriage, it's more of just I want to just I'll fight for it. I want to hear a with me, and charge into battle is really what I want.
Let's do this thing.
But yeah,
I like it. Yeah, well, I'm gonna go with what my gut took me. I'm gonna fuck Cassian. Okay. I'm gonna marry Steve. I'm killing Jon. I'm doing it.
Wow. All right. That
actually makes for me. That makes Star Wars the first one to have one in each category. Fuck, marry, and kill. As I've got 2 fucks for Game of Thrones, 1 kill for Game of Thrones, 2 marries for Marvel, and 1 kill.
Okay. Now, this next one, there's not really anything that relates these characters other than they're kind of fucking sexy, and they're kind of known for just their more... sexy energy. The Viper was already used. He would be the perfect Thrones insert here, but I had to switch it up. But I'm going Lando Calrissian. And I'm thinking Donald Glover in my head at least. We got a nice young Lando, a Matt Murdock, and Jaqen Hagar. I wanted just to throw this in here. I had to throw Jack.
I like Jaqen Hagar. I like that addition. Don't know him. Don't trust him. I gotta kill him. I gotta kill Jaqen. That is the question. That is the question. I would do my best because I'm doing everything I can. I'm doing everything I can to fuck Matt Murdock for the rest of my life. I'm marrying Matt Murdock, and I'm fucking Lando.
Yeah, actually, this one's pretty easy. Now, yeah, actually, I think if Jaqen is killable, I think you just kind of gotta kill him.
You gotta.
Matt Murdock,
he can't be trusted.
Come on, I mean, that's you gotta marry Matt Murdock. Lando.
That makes.
I don't know, Lando's
I like Lando. I like Lando. Yeah, that's the thing is that's a close. Maybe I need to give it a little more thought. Matt's a pretty dark guy. There's not a lot of light. Maybe that's not what I want to spend my life with. He would. I mean, he'd be a fantastic Lay. That's been well established. Canonically fantastic Lay. That's just a fact about Matt Murdock. And I anticipate Lando is quite well versed as well. And the more I talk about it, he would be a better husband. He would definitely be a better spouse. I might switch. I think I'm going to switch. I'm still killing Jaqen, but Matt Murdock's darkness, I think, leads him to being a partner that would not be well suited to me for life, if I had to guess.
Yeah,
I'm gonna switch it. I'm gonna switch it. I'm gonna go. Okay. I'm gonna fuck Matt. I'm gonna marry Lando, and I'm gonna kill Jaqen.
There we go. All right. Do you got any more loaded up there? I guess. Or...
I do. I've got a fucked up one. If you want to go fucked up with it.
All right.
Fucked up in that the dudes none are great choices. We're going.
Too. Yeah, I got.
Yeah,
I've got. Last one I have.
All right, then let's double down here. Let's go Walder Frey.
Okay. Oh, let's go. No way. Okay, you're 1 for 1 so far.
All right, Grand Moff Tarkin.
Okay, we're switching here. Ooh. Okay. Ew. Okay.
Yeah. Walder Frey, Grand Moff Tarkin, and the Marvel equivalent to these dudes was hard for me to find. And I ended up going a little bit of a different direction, more in line with Tarkin than Frey. I went Red Skull.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, so okay, fuck. Who's the worst out of these people? Red Skull was basically Hitler. That's Tarkin is like space Hitler though. I mean,
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
he's fucking Hitler on steroids. Like, so yeah, it's like
Walder Frey did some awful shit. But he might be best of the bunch here.
Which is crazy to say. No.
And that's the thing, though, is that, like... Yeah, no, that's why I was like, it's a fucked up one. I'd like to kill all three.
I'd probably have to kill Tarkin off of, dudes just blowing up planets on a whim. So I think Tarkin is the kill.
I'm gonna give you a rundown for me. Because I agree. I think Tarkin is the kill.
What do you do?
Unfortunate. Unfortunate because Tarkin, I would argue, is the best looking, which is a tough sacrifice to make when your competition is a Red Skull and an old decrepit man like Walder Frey.
Red Skull up on Soul Stone Mountain, whatever that planet's called. Vormir. That's, I guess at that point, not the worst,
that's why I'm gonna
Hitler. I'm gonna very bad past. But I think I actually marry Red Skull.
See, I'm gonna give you my version of this. I like where you're at. I like where your head's at. We're killing Tarkin. Unfortunately, killing Tarkin.
Yeah.
And it's just the genocide's too much to overcome there for me.
Mega space genocide. Yeah.
That's the entire planets is a lot.
Civilization.
Thousands in King's Landing. Thousands in King's Landing. Yeah. Okay. But Daenerys is a lot more attractive than Grand Moff Tarkin. So there's a little bit of I won't marry her, but hey. Now Tarkin, gonna kill him. I'm going to fuck Red Skull.
Okay.
Now hear me out. Hear me out.
Walder Frey.
I'm marrying Walder Frey so that eventually I have control over the twins.
Oh.
See?
Oh,
I
think
want
of this
that
play.
land. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I want that land. I want to inherit that land. I don't have shit to inherit from Tarkin and Red Skull.
You're
you know,
right.
and the shit when it comes to what I would inherit from them. It's not neutral. Like Red Skull, am I inheriting his post on Vormir? I don't want that. You know, I want a bunch of land, and I'm going to outlive Walder Frey. That's something I'm going to do. True. In fact, if he dies, I might be suspect number 1, but I'm marrying him. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
like
that's all the time in the Thrones universe. You marry someone and then you literally kill them to take their power. I think that's a good way around it. You just marry him so that you can't kill him or have him killed.
Exactly.
And bada bing, bada boom. I was going the other way. I marry Red Skull on Vormir so that I have someone to love to sacrifice. I sacrifice Red Skull.
And now you have the Soul Stone and release yourself from the post. I see. That's a good idea too.
I have to fuck Walder Frey. So
that's rough.
It's just the price you got to pay.
Yeah.
But I have the Soul Stone and I get to kill Tarkin. So I think,
there you go.
It sort of works out.
See, the way that I looked at it is I kill 2 old decrepit fucks. Yeah. I get the twins, and fuck it. I fucked Red Skull. Like that's a
story.
At least there's
tell,
that. That is a story to tell, and I only did it so that I could get the twins.
Not bad. Wow. Well, that's funny that our mind. Who's the most guy in Thrones? I love that Walder Frey was actually.
He's the most recognizable guy. Yeah. Like he was a big enough part because I wasn't even gonna deign to put Craster in this. Craster's an easy kill. Craster's an immediate. You are so fucking dead. It's not even
sucks.
funny.
Like somehow space genocide doesn't seem bad when Craster is a thing. I don't like. It is. How do I kill him so much faster than Tarkin? That is kind of crazy. But I guess the bad version that I came up with, it was Walder Frey. But the Star Wars that I went with was Jabba the Hutt, and then Marvel. I'm like, Marvel was actually kind of interesting to pick an ugly fucker. The only thing I could think of was MODOK from Ant-Man Quantumania, the fucking mechanized, big
good.
Head dude.
Yeah.
So
okay,
Walder Frey, Jabba the Hutt, and MODOK.
Hey, dog, I'm going all the way in on killing Walder Frey here. I'm not gonna lie to you.
So no more twins. And you're not gaining.
No more twins. That's okay. Now when Jabba the Hutt is a story to tell, like that's that's experience points. I don't wanna.
Yeah, but
you
can say, it is a thing.
Yeah,
not many people can say that.
I toppled Jabba the Hutt. Like that's something. That's a story to tell.
I put
now
Jabba
MODOK
in the Princess Leia in chain outfit and had my mat like that.
Exactly.
That's
we're turning the tables on his ass. Yeah.
So that leaves you marrying MODOK then, I guess.
Yeah,
so,
and he gets redeemed. By the end, like it's it would be a loveless marriage. I wouldn't be in it. But I think that's something I'm willing to say. That's that. I don't want to spend my life with Jabba, and I certainly. I could take the easy way out and kill MODOK and then, marry Walder Frey and kill him too. But I don't know. MODOK doesn't seem as awful. Specifically the Quantumania version of MODOK. He is redeemed and he sacrifices himself. It's not bad. Not bad. So
this has made me realize is Marvel doesn't have enough disgusting, ugly, weird.
Not on screen. Not on screen for sure.
Need more of that. It doesn't bode well for the making bad fuck marry kills. It's really Red Skull and MODOK. Unless I'm just blanking on some. I don't know. I don't like. There's not. They just hire very sexy people.
They do. It's I mean, even the old guys are hot most of the time.
Like
that's how it goes. But
wow, that was That was I don't know. Those are
Fruitful.
all, I guess, the ones
Fruitful.
that I came up with, or the list of mine. So I'm
I've
fresh
got a
out.
few more. I've got a few more thinkers for you, and you know we don't have to answer these now, but you know because I know we got places to be and such. But another couple I had listed were Braun, Boba Fett, and Frank Castle, Punisher.
Braun, Boba Fett, and Frank Castle. Okay.
Just a bunch of interesting collection of dudes. I've got the main chicks, which is think prime hero era for each of these. Daenerys Targaryen, Leia Organa, Natasha Romanoff.
Ooh. That's hard. That's
That
hard.
is tough. That is tough.
That's
and then I went witchy women. I went Wanda Maximoff, Asajj Ventress, Red Woman. Tough one. Much to think about, much to consider.
Holy fuck.
Yeah,
That's instantaneous. There, but yeah, no, that.
Yeah, no, but those were the collections I had there. So, little, one for you to think on, one for us to grow on.
Yeah.
But
fuck, marry, kill. It's been a minute since I've
big fan of fuck, marry, kill. I think it's important to stay fuck, marry, kill active.
Yeah. It's a classic.
I think it keeps the blood. It keeps the blood flowing. It keeps the creative juices going. It keeps you young, really, and we need that. But yeah, I had a good time. I'm very glad we did it. And we will be back on the other side of A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. I'm very, very excited for that. We did a lot of Star Wars discussion. We will eventually be discussing Maul, a Shadow Lord. Maybe we do a little bit of an anticipatory thing for The Mandalorian and Grogu. I have not rewatched that show in a minute. Maybe you have something to look forward to in that regard. Geek with Me is pretty wide open. We kind of do whatever we want whenever we want. And, if you guys have any thoughts about what you want to hear us cover, let us know. I'm happy to engage with you and try to figure out something that we can all get behind. But, yeah, so that's what you got to look forward to here. We've also got a movie podcast. It's called The Cinementalists, CINEMENTALISTS. Yes, we are celebrating Black History Month right now. We have discussed Dry Longso and Poetic Justice so far this month. This week brings us Spike Lee's Do the Right Thing, and next week will bring us Nickel Boys, the 2024 Best Picture nominee. Very, very excited for what the rest of this month has in store for us. Fire Pod with Me, a Twin Peaks podcast, just concluded. If you've never seen the show, you got to watch it, and then we have a podcast for you. Joe had also never seen it. It was his first time watching it, and I was rewatching it, showing it to him for the first time, and it was a great time. If you do like Twin Peaks, it's the show for you. If you're gonna like Twin Peaks, it's the show for you. So yeah, make sure you check all that out. We'll be back. Like I said, I was Colton Robertson. I was joined by Joseph George. Thank you very much, homie.
Oh, thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure to be here, homie.
Oh, and it's always a pleasure to have you. And remember, fuck ice.